welcome you into our systems to the gods. Come to our day again. Leaving a light on for you that still wear the veil. I'm talking about time looping, time hopping, time tripping, time stopping. Have you ever just been traveling down a road on your destination, on your journey, and thought you were one spot, and the next minute you were somewhere else, and before you knew it, within a 5-minute time loop, you were at your destination, which should have taken you 35, 45 minutes, and you made it there in 20, and you were doing under the speed limit because you were sightseeing, because the surrounding sights looked so unfamiliar to you. Our dimensions are intertwining these days. The Mandela effect is real. More than we want to admit these days. It's amazing. It says there's nothing new under the sun and the stars. Everything has been done. It's been said. So, if that be true, then we are just in a constant time loop with something constantly changing, right? If that be the case, if there's nothing new under the sun, we've just been lied to, hidden from the truth in plain sight, right? And people are waking up. You got flat earthers. I love those guys. I love the flat earthers. And the government puts it right in front of our face. They put it right in front of our face that the world is flat. And the world is open, it's cavernous. And time is continuous with endless bounds of loops. Deja vus, they happen all the time. I am constantly having these things where I put in the dates and times in my calendar as I speak to the secretaries for my doctor's appointments. And I'm always showing up early. And I know I put it in at 9, when it's actually 9:30. And I read it back to the lady, and it comes out like, no, it's really, no, you're like 3 hours early. You know what I mean? I think I ripped belly, button, stitch, open, trying to take a bath, yesterday. No shower. Sucks. No need a bathtub. Anyway, so the reason I'm saying all this stuff to you guys is like, God, the God, the only God who created all the little g gods, who all the people in the world are worshiping, these idolatry worshippers. You know what I mean? The symbolic worship of idols. The symbolic worship of idols. There you go. Appointment after Thanksgiving. Worship of money, the worship of the body, the worship of numbers, the worship of the stars, the worship of clothes, of shoes, of, holidays. We have so many things that we worship, and they call it celebration, right? Without knowing, the public is creating an energy force and celebrating these rituals of idolatry for a purpose greater than they even realize. The energy that they are creating for these rituals and celebrations for the dark lords, or the little g's that people got them doing it for. You just would not believe the energy behind it. Concerts, listening to them. The words that they're putting out there, and they've got us singing the words right along with them. So we've got 100 million people side to side, half naked, rubbing bodies together, jumping up and down, screaming sexual perversion words, right? With this beat behind it, frequency, crying out. What are they summoning? Who are they summoning? What are they summoning? And they're doing it blindly. Blindly are we being led to the slaughter. How blind are you today? 187 men down. 187 men down. We're killing ourselves. 187 men down. Who wants to be famous? Who wants to be liked? Who wants to be accepted? Welcome to the new millenniums. Upgrade your body. Only cost you $8,000. Inject this liquid into your arms so you can have Hulk arms. 21-year-old Russian boy has done 21 injections, over $8,000 worth of injections into his arms. And it's the same injections that they're giving to the bulls and the dogs these days to give them that muscle, that tone. But now they're doing it on people. And the mother says it's costing me $8,000, and this boy's arms are just huge. They look like an incredible Hulk. The rest of his body doesn't, but just his arms. He's upgrading himself. He wants to look like that. People want to look different. And you can buy it today. If you have the money. Or if you want to sell your soul. Do you want to sell your soul today? It doesn't cost much. You can have everything you want today for eternity in hell. You know, he might die tomorrow, but today you'll be happy. Today you'll be wealthy. Today you will be loved. Today you will be accepted. Your time loop. Your time loop. Time hopping. My son says, Mom, we could get you cloned. You could go back to being that badass drug dealer you used to be. And we could have all kinds of money again. You know what I mean? And you could be the regular mom and do the mom things like you do now. And the other one could be the badass drug dealer like she was before. I said, wow, wouldn't that split my soul into two? Wait, how does that work? If there's only one soul, but there's two bodies, how does that work? I don't know. I don't want a future trip. I like living in the day. So, do we have anybody that wants to chat today? No. Today we're silent, but we're alive. Do you future trip? Do you think about what you have to do tomorrow? What you have to do today? What you should have done yesterday? Don't. Because tomorrow's not promised. Yesterday's gone. And all you have is today. This is AMKS Goddess Radio. Coming to you live. Leaving a light on in the darkness. For those who wear the veil, who choose to live in the veil, who do it willingly to bring in the chaos. I don't hate you. I don't envy you. I don't loathe you. And I don't pity you. You chose willingly. And you were set in motion to do a job. And you do it well. And those of us who are set in motion to do a job for God, I hope we can do it as well as you do yours. Peace be with you, brothers and sisters. Don't time hop. Don't get caught up in the illusion. Don't future trip. Don't forget who you are for what they want you to be. What I want you to do is remember who you are. Remember. God made you for a purpose. He knew you before you were born. And it's hard to know where you fit. But where you stop, where your will gives up, His grace kicks in. Feels lonely in here. How lonely are you? I say to you, transgress your aggressions. Leave your fears in the man-made world, for that is man-made, not God-given. Fear of loss, fear of failure, fear of depressed, of loneliness, scared. Leave it behind, because it's all man-made. God does not give you those things. Man does. Chat with me. Feel me. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Close your eyes. Visualize a God, the God, not the gods, has in store for your life. Where is your place? Do you have discernment in your life today? Do you future trip? Do you time loop? Does it feel like you're doing the same thing over and over, like repetitiveness, conjuring the same old demons, lust, argument, strife, deceiving, deceptors? The Lord does not want that in your life. You rebuke it. Exhale it from your life. Breathe out. Amen. Breathe in anew. Don't future trip, folks. Are your blinders off? Or are you going to be led to the slaughter by the great deception? This is the goddess of AMKS. We say what you think, too afraid to say. Grow a heart universe, or you will eventually fall for everything. Meow. Peace out.